Royal Christmas Carol, freely adapted from the novel by Charles Dickens. Additional material by Adam Eggington and David Mitchell. Good evening. I am Charles Dickens. Here we are again for another instalment of A Royal Christmas Carol. Will this drivel ever end? Now I must inform you that the characters portrayed in this adaptation, resembling the royal family, are in fact fictitious versions of themselves and should be taken in a light-hearted way. The views expressed are not of my own, nor the royals, the families, nor even that of the writers and performers. Please note the material may be offensive to those who are, offended, particularly those from a background other than British, or even in fact if you are British. If you do find the offensive material offensive, please stop listening. Right. Now the boring, ignorant, pathetic little bastards have left, we shall begin. Stave 4. The last of the spirits. The phantom slowly, gravely, silently approached. When it came near him, Prince Philip bent down upon his knee to try and lock up its skirt. For in the very air through which the spirit moved, it seemed quite feminine and very mysterious. It was shrouded in a deep black garment, like a Scottish widow's effort, which concealed its head, its face, its form, and left nothing of it visible, save one outstretched hand. But for this, it would have been difficult to detach its figure from the night, and separate it from the darkness by which it was surrounded. He felt that it was tall and stately when it came beside him, and that its mysterious presence filled him with a solemn dread. He knew no more, for the spirit neither spoke nor moved, until it whipped off the black cloak to reveal a portly man in a bowler hat, bow tie, a black frock coat, and holding a giant cigar.
Oh no, not one more. I assume I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
I am Winston Churchill.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I am the ghost of Christmas future, not yet seen, of tomorrow. That may be, and has not happened yet.
Trust you to drag it out. I said that with Christmas yet to come. It all means the same, you cock. I was hoping the last one would be mute.
I'm going to take you on a journey of how your Christmases of the future may appear, if no change occurs, or you follow the current path in which you have chose.
Well, I'm not going. You bloody old who-has. I've already spent about 6 Christmas days in 2 days, and I've hated every minute. I'm putting my foot down. I am Prince Philip. You can't make me do anything I don't want. Do you really think you can make me?
You will come with me, even if I have to fight you, on the beaches, or on the landing grounds, and in the fields and in the streets. I shall never surrender.
Oh, bollocks. There's no point arguing with a politician. They always have some witty comeback that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Right, let's get on with it then. Lead the way, Boris.
Churchill.
Oh, I'm sorry, I must have missed the introduction.
Although well used to ghostly company by this time, Prince Philip found he hated this ghostly figure the most, and he found that he could hardly stand him when he prepared to follow it. The spirit paused a moment, gave him the fingers, and continued toking on his cigar. But Prince Philip was all the worse for this.
Lead on, lead on. The night is waning fast, and I'm bored shitless. It is precious time to me. I'm missing Doctor Who right now. Lead on, spirit.
The spirit finally moved, and Prince Philip followed. They scarcely seemed to enter the city, for the city rather seemed to spring up about them, and encompass them of its own act. But there they were in the heart of it. On change amongst the merchants, who hurried up and down and chinked the money in their pockets, and conversed in groups, and looked at their watches, and trifled thoughtfully with their great gold seals, and so forth, as Prince Philip had seen them often. The spirit stopped beside one little knot of businessmen, observing that the hand was pointed to them. Prince Philip advanced to listen to their talk.
"Now,"
said a great fat man with a monstrous chin.
"apparently he told the photographer to take the fucking picture.
Oh, when did he say that?
Last night, I believe.
Why, what's the matter with him?
God knows."
What has he done with his footage? Asked a red-faced gentleman with a bedulous excrescence on the end of his nose that shook like the gills of a turkey cock. Goodness, these men were horrid.
"I heard he put it on that YouTube thingy and got thousands of hits. I have, of course, shared it on Facebook." "This is nothing new. I always like doing silly things. I'm allowed. I am royal, and I am in my 90s. I could go on with excuses, but I think this is enough."
Do not think of the notoriety it could cause. The expectation of the British people.
Yes, that's why I do it.
Yeah.
Although I am not sure what this has to do with Christmas.
I was wanting to make you more self-aware of the appropriate behaviour of being a British prince.
Prince Philip looked at the ghost as though he had just spoke foreign to him. Churchill shook his head and glided on to a street. His two fingers pointed to two persons meeting. Prince Philip listened again, thinking that the explanation might lie here.
"How are you?"
How are you?
I asked first.
Well, old Scratcher's got his own pig and whistle forfeit monger at last, hey?
So I am told. Cold, isn't it?
Seasonable for Christmas time, not as hot as the Bahamas. Frog's legs not appropriate. Blancmange, you're not a skater, I suppose. The man looked blank. Not another word. That was their meeting, their conversation, and their parting.
Oh, this is getting very confusing.
Prince Philip was at first inclined to be surprised that the spirit should attach importance to conversations apparently so trivial. But feeling assured that there must have been some hidden purpose, he set himself to consider what it was likely to be. There was no reason. The ghost had simply gone down the wrong street. Churchill corrected his path and took them to the nearest pawn shop, where a large lady of Jamaican origin was entering, with a heavy bundle over her shoulder.
Why, she looks familiar. Then again, they all do. You couldn't have met in a better place.
I know! It's your shop! Now, give me a toot in your pipe.
So, who are you then?
I am Mrs. Francis Leonard Henry the Third.
Francis... Who? What sort of name is that?
Named after Sir Lenny Henry, of course.
Lenny Henry is a sir? The world has gone mad. This is the first thing I'll correct. What odds then? What odds? Mrs. Leonard Henry?
The Third.
Every person has a right to take care of themselves. He always did.
Oh, that's true indeed! No man more so.
Why then, don't just stand staring as if you were afraid, woman.
Oh.
Who's the wiser? We're not going to pick holes in each other's coats, I suppose.
No indeed, we should hope not.
Very well then,
Very
that's
well.
enough. Who's the worse for the loss of a few things like these? Not a rich man, I suppose?
No, indeed. Oh, lovely.
Come on then, what have you got?
I have a signed photo of him with his tribe, the Onena tribe, who think it's a god. A signed mug from the Silver Jubilee. A flag with the Queen's face on from the Diamond Jubilee. Signed, of course. A pencil case from the Golden Jubilee. Signed. A pair of Jim Jams. And a Platinum Jubilee pair of underpants. Signed?
How on earth did you get the underpants?
Don't ask. They were severely examined and appraised by old Ray, who chalked the sums he was disposed to give for each upon the wall, and added them up into a total when he found that there was nothing more to come.
That's your count? I won't give you another knicker. If the underpants didn't have to be boiled for you, not doing it.
Is that it?
You don't get much change from a cock and hen for a pint of pigs here in this battle cruise.
What? What's that, British? I'm so British, and I don't understand it.
Next.
Oh,
what a good man. Spirit. I don't see the relevance of this again. It all seems gobbledygook. The case of this unhappy man and woman has no relevance to me. What is this?
The scene has deep moral meaning, of which escapes me at this time.
Prince Philip clenched his fists in anger, for the scene had changed again, and now he almost touched a bed. A bare, uncurtained bed, on which, beneath a ragged sheet, there lay something covered up, which, though it was dumb, announced itself in an awful language. The room was very dark, too dark to be observed with accuracy, though Prince Philip glanced round it in obedience to a secret impulse, anxious to know what kind of room it was. A pale light, rising in the outer air, fell straight upon the bed, and on it, plundered and bereft, unwatched, unwept, uncared for, was the body of this man.
Oh, well, another bloody pointless scene. Spirit, this is a stupid place. I'm leaving it. I shall not learn its lesson. Trust me, let us go.
Still, the ghost was confused by Prince Philip's dismissive non-engagement of the whole journey. He decided to continue to the next scene. He saw this scene, and was again entirely inappropriate, went on as they now entered William Cambridge's house, the dwelling he had visited before, and found the mother and the children seated round the fire, quiet, very quiet. The noisy, racist little Cambridge was all still as a statue in one corner. The mother and her daughter were engaged in sewing, but surely they were very quiet. The colour hurts my eyes.
Yes, great! He's still racist!
Let him finish.
The colour? Ah, poor tiny George. Having to pick his own colour for his new charity from the Dulux colour chart. What's the new charity called again?
The races, all together, cleansing immoral souls, morally.
Oh, does that fit on a wristband?
No, so we've abbreviated it to racism.
This is disgusting. That's not what racism means. But I still don't see the relevance of Christmas. This is complete boobs and poo.
Nah, this is just the beginning. Your great-grandson will bring about world peace and stop the ice caps melting and put on more cookery programs. Peace on earth, goodwill to all men. They went very quiet again. Prince Philip was more infuriated than ever, even angrier than the time he spent with Trevor MacDonald, and when fox hunting got banned. Anyway, Mr. Prince William Cambridge came back from a long day flying.
It's a fucking joke, this. I'm no longer interested. Unless you have anything of significance to show me, I'm going to close my eyes.
I am not proud of your great-grandson.
Well, I suppose we do need to make changes in our lives. When I was young, I never had a playing field. I therefore felt that everyone should have access to a playing field. So I set up the Playing Fields Association. I had an advert and everything. I suppose my time was playing fields and his time is speaking appropriately to other races. I'm not saying I like it, but what can I do?
I have one last image to show you.
The scene changed quickly.
I don't need a paper one, as I already have one of my own.
I mean it, Spirit. I'm going to punch you right in your bulldog chops if we don't move on immediately.
Just having a little joke to break the tension.
I'll break something in a minute.
A churchyard. The spirit stood beside a tomb and pointed to it. Prince Philip advanced towards it, trembling with excitement. The spirit was exactly as it had been. He was trying to show new meaning in its solemn shape. But Prince Philip laughed it off.
Before I draw nearer to this stone to which you point, of which I assume is mine, I also assume I was the man on the bed. Dead. Not that I care. Answer me one question. Are these the shadows of things that will be, or are they the shadows of things that may be?
Men's courses will foreshadow certain ends, to which, if persevered in, they must lead. But if the courses be departed from, the ends will change.
What the fuck was that? What a pointless answer. So is that yes or no? Don't know.
The spirit was immovable as ever.
Proper political answer. It doesn't mean anything.
No, that's not exactly what I meant.
Too late.
No.
I am not the person to ask twice. Never mind, listen twice. Well, let's see this tomb then. Better be good.
Prince Philip crept towards it, trembling as he went, and, following the finger, read upon the stone of the neglected grave his own name, Prince Philip.
Are these dates correct?
Winston Churchill nodded.
But that's bloody years away. For fuck's sake, that means I have 1, 2, 5... That's lots of Christmases to go through. More socialising, more speeches, more family, and more bloody crapper jokes.
Well, this was meant to show you that you probably don't have as long as you think. It was meant to change your perspective on Christmas.
Oh no, Spirit, oh no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I can get the dog. Spirit, I will be the man I have been regardless of this intercourse. Intercourse. Why show me this? I am past all hope.
We have spent a substantial amount of time trying to show you the positives of Christmas. And what will happen if you do nothing and let the Nazis win? I mean to say the same. It has been a shambles, and the work has been for nothing. We are teaching you that you can change whoever you are.
Bullshit. I am in my 90s. I am a royal. I am Prince Philip. I will never change.
Prince Philip, holding up his hands in a resemblance of Winston Churchill's two-finger salute. He saw an alteration in the Phantom's presentation as he returned the salute to Prince Philip. It shrunk, collapsed, and dwindled down to a bedpost.
And good riddance.